What's up, everybody? John Stringer here, and I just wanted to come to you live on this wonderful Juneteenth. Yes, yes, yes. So let's talk about Juneteenth. Not everybody knows kind of the history, and I used to have this a little confused. I think I made a typo on my Facebook page. I'll go and correct. But what is interesting to me about Juneteenth is people think of it as the Black Independence Day. And to a degree, yes, and to a degree, no. So let's talk about it. So when you go back to the history of enslavement in America, a lot of people point to, of course, Juneteenth as the end of it, right? Like, hey, it's all done. Everything is good. Well, the reality is the Emancipation Proclamation, which came before it, that was 1863. When that occurred, I think it was January 1st, 1863. It was passed. Abraham Lincoln was a big part of that. What it actually did was emancipated slaves in the southern states that had seceded from the Union. Now, there were some Confederate states that had come under the Union at the time. Guess what? Slavery was not abolished in those states. This was only those who had seceded, and it was some say done for political reasons. But just knowing that that was, now get this, that was January 1st, 1863. 2 years later, April 15th, Abraham Lincoln's assassinated. Over 2 years later, and then in June of that same year, June 19th, hence Juneteenth, 1865, a major general named Gordon Granger was the one who was responsible for taking the soldiers to Galveston, Texas, to announce the end of the war and the freedom of all the enslaved people there in Texas, because they hadn't gotten a memo, right? Everybody's celebrating, and then other states as well. They were some of the last ones to find out. But get this, it wasn't all slaves still were not free yet until I believe it was this. I'm gonna have to look it up now. Don't remember the date. I think it was December. Congress passed the 13th Amendment, and I believe it was December 1965. But let's just look that up. When did the 13th Amendment pass to abolish slavery? Passed by Congress on January 31st, 1865, and ratified December 6th, 1865. That's the part. So it was ratified December 6th, 1865, that and thus abolishing slavery in the United States, period. So I love Juneteenth because it's great. The real Emancipation Day was December 6th, some you could say, or January 31st, just putting it out there. But I still celebrate Juneteenth. It's also our son's birthday, which I love to celebrate as well. So as you can imagine, I learned this, funny enough, going back to Morehouse College and studying history and all this stuff. I was like, wait a minute, I had this a little confused. So just wanted to share that information because I do think it helps to, you know, understand what actually happened. A lot of people are under that misperception that Juneteenth freed all slaves in America. It just isn't the case. Um, what was the last thing I was gonna say? Speaking of Juneteenth, it's hard to believe it, but in just this Saturday, for those of y'all in the Atlanta area, may have seen our Facebook live with Bob Simon. But man, we are going to be at Eddie's Attic, the return to Eddie's Attic. Love you to come out, celebrate with us. Looking forward to that. And then finally, if you haven't checked out our plans for Costa Rica yet, it's going to be magic, and I'd love to invite you to check them out. I'll put that link down. If you're still one of those people who hadn't heard about this, if you know who Ricky Byers is, former music director for 30 years at Agape, she will be there. We're doing a concert. If you know who Cerise Patron is, amazing, beautiful singer. She helped co-led our Peru retreat, to our last Sacred Grounds Peru retreat. Man, it's just gonna be epic, y'all. I'm telling you. We only have a handful of beds left. Do what you gotta do. There's even let's just say cash flow is a little light, that's okay. Pray about it, see if it's for you. And if so, we got payment plan options, some of which take it 12 months. So if this is meant for you, there just really is no reason you shouldn't go ahead and sign up. If it's for you, you can work it out, but tune in and make sure it's really for you, right? And then for your people who cash flow is not an issue and your consciousness know already has manifested that wonderful abundance, make sure to check it out. We will see you there, and sending you love on this wonderful Juneteenth, celebrating, if you hadn't seen finally, the power of love and Black Lives Matter. Check out that wonderful video too. We released it on Juneteenth some years ago, about 4 years ago, I believe. So check that out. Love you all. Peace.